Good morning. It's Thursday, May 13th. I'm John Marquez from Santa Paula Chamber of Commerce. And today we are talking about 2020 census. And joining me today is Santa Paula City Council member, Andy Sobel. Andy, how you doing?
Great, John. And just for the record, it's the 14th.
I'm sorry, the 14th. Excuse me. My bad. Okay. So anyway, 2020 census. Explain what the census actually is. Give us a little insight on that.
All right. So the census actually built into our Constitution. So we've been doing it from the founding of the country, and it's something that happens every 10 years. So there's a there's a department in the government that does the census. They're active all the time because not only are they doing the census every 10 years, but they put all the data together. So you can go to the census.gov site and farm all sorts of data that they're continually updating. So, and it's core data for the government and for a bunch of other entities that we'll be talking about here in a little bit.
Yeah. So why is it important that everybody fills out the census?
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of times you don't really hear about it. All you hear about is you got to do the census, and then all you think about is that it's counting people. And then, we drive into town and we see our population went from 30,100 and then it went up 30,150. So for a lot of us, you think that the only thing they're doing is just figuring out what the population is. But it turns out it's a lot more. And so the census is really, is kind of important to four groups or entities. So first, yeah. So it helps the federal government and the federal thing. It helps states, counties, communities. So, for instance, our community benefits when we count everybody because it's there's $675 billion of federal funds that are distributed. And that goes to things like schools, it goes to hospitals, it goes to roads, it goes to public works. Businesses use the census data to make decisions. So they're going to decide where they're going to build factories, put offices, put up a new supermarket that we want here in town. So that provides jobs for us. Local governments, like the city, we use it to determine, for instance, how many police we need by population. How do we set up emergency preparedness? And finally, residents use the census to support community initiatives. For instance, if we're trying to do something about public health and asthma, we use the census data for a community organization to push for quality of life issues.
Yeah, especially in what we're facing right now with COVID-19. I mean, a lot of people that I've seen in some of these organizations, they're basing a lot of it off of what our current population is and how stuff gets allocated throughout our community and the county. So I think, we've been part of a committee through the Ventura County Community Foundation that the state and federal government allocates money towards our county for that. And it's based basically on our population. They took the county population and, well, here's your chunk of money that gets put in towards, for the census in a sense. And then on top of that, we get it for our city also. So
right, and the recovery dollars that the federal government has voted on and will be voting on will be stretching out for years to come. So the new census is going to inform a lot of that recovery money that will be coming our way.
Yeah, exactly. So great. So segue into a little bit about ST counts, how we form this, because Santa Paula, you and I have been a part of this Ventura County Community Foundation committee for about a little over a year now. We started going to these meetings, and just a little insight, Ventura County Community Foundation administers all the census outreach for the county. And they ask community organizations and community leaders to come in to see how we would implement the census and how we do the outreach for everybody, since most of it went online this year. And so there were several of us from Santa Paula that were attending these meetings regularly. And then we saw, being that Santa Paula was the second hardest to count in the county, we decided as a group, we came together and figured we'd form our own community-based organization to go on top of this outreach. So we formed what's called SP Counts, which is a community group of, you want to share how many of our groups are involved or who's involved in all this?
Oh boy, there must be 25 entities. Let me just fill in one piece before I answer that. So, so people think that the census is this, from the federal government, right? So it may sound odd that Ventura County is working on the census and the city of Santa Paula is working on the census. But just to repeat what you just said, John, is that in the entire country, Santa Paula is one of the most undercounted cities. So 10 years ago, only 3 out of 4 houses did the census. So basically, 1/4 of our households were not counted. So the federal government puts together these statistics every 10 years, and they flag cities like Santa Paula. So all of a sudden, we realize that we're undercounted. So the state worries about that, the county worries about, and the city worries about it. So we put this committee together. Well, it turns out a lot of people care about the census, right? So as you said, we got together as a civic organization and as the Chamber of Commerce in the city. But we have all sorts of organizations in town, Latino Town Hall, Cause, Poder Popular, Proyecto Esperanza, many of our churches, all of our businesses. So all of those people care about the census too. So they've joined us. So I think we have maybe about 25 member organizations right now across all sorts of part of our city that are represented on the SP counts.
Yeah, great. And I know we've done this outreach for probably about, I'd say about a year that we've been doing this, and we're actually doing all right as far as the census self-response rate right now, because we're 10 years ago, we were at 72.5%. And as of last night, we're at 64.9%, which is really good at this point, considering what's been going on in our community. So, I mean, I applaud all the organizations that have been involved in this. But with the COVID-19 and the fact that we can't go out and do the in-person talking to and having these meetings and stuff, what are some of the ways that you would like to share as far as what we've been doing to do the outreach?
Right. Well, first, just to make sure, 72% is vastly undercounted, right? So that is not our goal. Our goal is to get into the 90 or above percents. Yeah. So in order to get there, we've been doing an amazing amount of work before COVID and after COVID. And so if you live in Santa Paula, it's impossible that you haven't seen the signs in front of businesses downtown, banners all over town, across Main Street. If you're on social media, you're seeing 2 or 3 posts a day from us. The schools have been handing out stuff when they're handing out meals. Our rec department has been handing out stuff when they give away the grab and go bags for the kids. We've been leafleting all over the place. So we've done a phenomenal job. We have phone banking going on right now. So any way you can think of us trying to reach every single person in Santa Paula, we're doing it. And the goal is you want to reach people multiple times. We've also challenged residents to reach out to 10 other people, and some of those people have done that and won prizes. So I can't talk enough about what we've been doing. It's been a great team effort. Yeah,
social media has been a huge presence for us. I mean, I know we're doing online contests through Facebook and stuff. So, and we're going to continue to do that as long as we can. So, and then now I know they do the enumerators, and those will start approximately about when that we're looking at.
Well, that's a big indeterminate thing in terms of the stay-at-home orders, but probably sometime in June, but it could be a little bit later. And just so people understand that, right now you can fill out the census, but the census tabulates every single day. So later on, for the households that haven't responded, they will send out somebody to knock on the door, sometimes more than once. So we want people to do it now, so we don't have to have people get out there because it may be, not safe still. And also we want to increase our count. But and they've extended the deadline, so they'll be sending out enumerators possibly through October now.
So for right now, how do we fill out the census? Somebody wants to know how to fill it out.
As you say, the near 65% of people in Santa Paula who filled it out found it to be tremendously easy. So almost all the households, or every household, should have received a postcard or more than one at this point. And on there it had instructions. So for many people, it showed you the website. So you would go onto the website, my2020census.gov. You type in the code, or if you lost a postcard, not a big deal. You type in your address, and for most households, it takes about 10 minutes. So you type in the different people in the household, their ages, their ethnicity, you're done. Some people received, or you can call and ask for the paper form. They filled that out. That also took 10, 15 minutes and mailed it in. Some people who don't have computers at home found out that they can just jump on their smartphone and do it. So I can't tell you how easy it is to do. So if you haven't done it yet, do it and you'll find out that it's really easy. And then we tell you to say, wow, that was so easy. I'm going to call my friends and family and tell them to do it.
Yeah, and anybody that has any questions on it, you can go to our SP Counts website, spcounts.org. There you'll find county information, state, federal information, a link to fill out the form, and some statistics on Santa Paula. So please make sure you go on there and fill out your census. So, okay, so Andy, you got would you like to say a few words in Español for everybody to talk about this?
Claro que sí, muchas gracias. Sí, nada más para repetir rápidamente, el censo es sumamente importante, ahora más que antes, porque todos los recursos que van a venir para ayudarnos después de COVID van a ser de cuántas familias que tenemos, las edades. Entonces, si nos ayudan 4 formas, nuestra comunidad, escuelas, hospitales, calles, los negocios que quieren venir acá deciden si hay bastantes personas y qué son las edades para venir, para traer negocio y trabajo para nosotros. Nuestra ciudad necesita dinero para policía, para prepararnos para los fuegos que van a venir y también ustedes, recursos para salud, cosas como eso. Entonces, sumamente importante. Entonces, fácil, como ya decimos, pueden ir a my2020census.gov para llenarlo, o en papel, 10 minutos, facilito. Y por favor, dile a los vecinos, familiares que lo llenan, porque cada persona tenemos que contarlos a todos. Gracias.
Muchas gracias. So, Andy, thank you for joining us. It's been great. Hopefully people got a little more information on the census. Please visit spcounts.org. You want information on the Santa Paula Chamber, you go to santapaulachamber.net. You can visit the City of Santa Paula at spcity.org. And of course, kdytv.com. You'll find this video. Please like it and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thanks, John.